Hello YouTube! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are deciding on whether or not you should pursue modeling, I don't think there's enough videos out there that tell you things you should know at the beginning, tips and tricks to help you feel empowered in this career, and maybe you're just interested and you want a deep look into what it is like day to day, because there's a lot of like glamour and glorification of the modeling lifestyle, and it is a grind and it's a job, and there are so many things that you don't know till you know. And if I can help just one person who's interested in becoming a model know them from the start and help them launch their career forward faster, I would love to be there for them. So that's what this video is. Also, I got a haircut and I'm very excited. Let's just get right into it. In my hand I have the key to success, a pros and cons list. We're gonna go pro to con, pro to con, pro to con, so we're just like giving one of each take. Let's start with the pros. I'm just in the mood to talk about the pros. Who you work with in any job is a huge part of like whether or not you're gonna like that job, and you get to meet so many cool people, and that's a super big pro. There's a lot of misconception around models. Her modeling industry, like I have never met someone who I thought was like super just toxic. Like I think there's a real misconception on that. To be a model, you one have to be really humble because you take a lot of criticism. I've only met models who have been like seriously kind and really welcoming, and maybe not everyone's like looking for close friends, but no one's ever, to me at least, been like outwardly disrespectful. And I think that there's a really big misconception with that like models are evil and we all like go after each other. But for the most part, in my opinion, like everyone's like supportive, trying to like help each other out and like be there for each other. Let's give a con. The beginning is very tough. The beginning of any modeling career is very tough. Whether you love fashion, whether you know a ton, there's so many things that go into modeling. There's not always a ton of help around. Like I don't feel like there's videos where people talk about like, here's some things you should know about your contract. Here's some things you should know about like your money. Here's some things you should know about being able to advocate for yourself. Like there's a lot of things that at the beginning you don't learn until you've already dealt with them yourself. And I think that really like hinders your career at the beginning, because you're kind of just like waiting and you're at the dispense of like what everyone else is telling you, and you don't super know what you're allowed to like negotiate, believe in, and like think that you deserve. Like most of the time I feel like most models go in on a dream. While that's awesome, sometimes people hold on so closely to their dreams they forget that this is also a job, and you're allowed to like treat it like a job and expect certain things. Sometimes when people start modeling, they're so keen on like making it that they will do whatever it takes, and you forget that you're allowed to ask for things, because it is also a profession and it is a career, and there should be basic guidelines that you're allowed to expect. Every day is an adventure. Every single day on set, going to events, networking, it is an adventure. I go on set, it's a different set, it's a different team. Sometimes you have people that you see again. That actually really can happen a lot, like the more you work. But that's also really fun. Like it's like you've met someone, you're like, oh my god, like we collaborated on this project, we did this together. My day is always different. I might find out a job the night before and I'm like, oh my god, my whole day is gonna be something new that I didn't expect. It's really hard to like take on a job where you can afford to just like live until you're making modeling full time. It's hard to find a job that you can do while you're beginning your modeling career that is also like able to accommodate. So I think you really have to think about like, okay, if modeling is my top #1 priority, then I recommend a job that's like super flexible, either like work from home and it's just like hourly, like just hit a certain number of hours. Maybe it's a restaurant job at night, so that like your whole day is free, nannying job at night, like things that allow you to have flexibility in your day, for sure. It's just like give and takes of what you want in your life and you expect for your lifestyle. You learn business skills, and you also really learn how to advocate and negotiate for yourself. Like I think sometimes in the beginning you don't know that. Like you don't realize if you're allowed to advocate for yourself. You're in a very on your own industry. I don't know how else to put it. Like you have to do these things for yourself. And there's a good way to do that, you know what I mean? Like advocate for yourself in a positive way. It doesn't have to be negative. But not advocating for yourself is not going to push you farther. Like you're gonna find your people who will help you get there, and who will help you get there by honoring what you care about too. You know, you might feel like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. And like when you go to these castings and you see girls who do know what they're doing, or boys or non-binary models, like you're in your head like, oh my god, like they know what they're doing and I'm not, I'm screwed. They didn't know what they were doing at the beginning. My very first casting, I remember I didn't know I was supposed to like move around with my poses. Like I was literally like, instead of like you're supposed to move your whole body, it was like movement, like they wanted like walking and like all stuff. And I'm literally like I literally had no idea what I was doing. And I remember there was another like really experienced model on set, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm not gonna be good at this, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, wait, she's like 4 years in and I am 1 day in. Like, don't you dare be hard on yourself, because you are thrown into the wolves, and that's how you learn. And it is an amazing and really challenging way to learn, because you learn a ton and you feel really empowered when you do start to like pick up your momentum on your own. But also at the beginning, it's like really intimidating and really nerve-wracking. Value those development classes. They're really important to developing. If you have the opportunity to like take training classes or anything like that. And don't think, if I don't do well, it's on me. Like, let me just give you some clarity. At the beginning, I was always like, oh my god, I didn't get this job because something's wrong with me. Like, I didn't do well enough, whatever. I had like casting directors who like absolutely loved me, but they just needed someone with red hair. What can I do with that? You know what I'm saying? Usually it comes down to something minute, like I said, or a connection that they already had to another model, or this or that. And sometimes it does mean you need to work on your craft. Like if they're like really interested in you and you don't know how to do a runway walk, and they want to see you runway walk and you don't know what you're doing, yeah, that'll be why you didn't get that one. But for the most part, like there's a lot of little things that happen. Maybe they already casted someone who kind of had your look. Like there are so many little things. They might have been like, oh, let's hire her because we already worked with her, and you did amazing. But that's gonna trump that if they decide that that's what they'd like to do. Like, do not think that everything is you, because one big thing about modeling is you have to practice and learn confidence. You have to. I think there's something really empowering about like even when I feel insecure in my day-to-day life, because I'm a human being and we're living in a culture that is just wild, and it can feel like a lot sometimes just as a human. When I'm on set, I feel confident. Like I know that people value what I bring to the table, and like physically, like I feel confident because I know that they've hired me because they love my look. And that doesn't mean if you don't get the job, they don't love your look. That's important to decipher. When you do get picked from a casting to be booked, it's like, which is basically, in case you don't know, like where you get to go model with the client, it is like such an empowering feeling. You have nothing to feel bad about. Like they want to see your body, they want to see your face, they want to see your energy, they want to see your personality. Like they have said, whatever you're bringing to the table, let's see you work it. And that's a really like sexy, confident feeling. So I guess these are just some tips and tricks. If you guys want more of these, I can make it like a little modeling 101 series. I think there's a lot of like young models out there, or people who are like, I want to model, and it feels really like unreachable, unattainable. Or if you're in the beginning, you're like, how do I get there? How do I get there? Know that wherever they say that they are, they've been where you've been. And sometimes it's, you know, looks a lot prettier on Instagram than you see what they're doing behind the scenes. And a lot of it is the same type of hustling you're doing, except they're on a little bit of an elevated scale because they've already grown some traction and some experience. So do not feel intimidated, because I got you. And if you need anything, if you're a model, if you're just a human being who has more questions, comment them down below or reach out on Instagram. I will put my username in the caption, comment section, whatever. You'll see it below this video. Also, if you guys want, I gave a TED Talk called Reshape Your Mind, Not Your Body. You can always check that out. I'll also link that below. And if you guys like my TED Talk, let me know. It's all about body positivity and self-empowerment. If you're gonna start modeling, you better feel secure in your body. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.